You.
I watched 5 or 6 games,
Well,
and our last game.
Not showing it to the team. How much of that, if at all, is the fact that you might not get the same read watching Georgia play Auburn than they would at Kentucky when they're all jacked up?
I watch the tapes, and that's what I say. They're not going to play this way against us, so why am I even watching this? But my point of not overloading my basketball team with their tapes, I'm worried about us playing well. I'm not worried about you playing against Georgia. Let's play our best, and let's worry about our team. And they'll see tape right before the game of what we need to show them. If there's a team that I think they need to see a half of, I'll say, hey, there's a half, the second half of their game against Florida is in there, in your locker. If you want to look at it, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. And I may do that. I do that twice a year, 3 times a year maybe. But I want them focused on us. If we do what we're supposed to do offensively and defensively, and it's not good enough, next game, who's next? And again, like you said, every game we play anyway, I don't care how they played last game. I don't care what they look like. It does not matter. Well, they can't do this. They will against us. They don't do this well. We should stop. They will against us. And so it's just, that's what you face. But that's the great thing about being here as a player or as a coach. You're going to face the other team's best at home or on the road. If you're on the road, you're facing their whole town. You're facing an arena that's not packed except when they play you. And it is their biggest game, and it's if you can win that game, it's significant. It means something. So that's the great thing about being here. But the other side of it is, if you think you're a no-show for a game or we'll just walk through and win, you're not. You'll lose it every time. You will not win one of those games. And so it's, you know, that being the other side of it.
John, how do you cultivate that toughness in practice that you want to see in the game? How do you try and get that?
You wish you had more people, because there's 2 things. You start going at each other in practice, and there's a more competitive nature. The second way is that you just tell somebody if you're not playing hard, you're moving to the second team. But when you're dealing with 6 guys, you're cajoling, you're begging, you're doing all these drills, but they got to carry them over, and they've got to have that inner feeling that I know this is important to the team, and I'm not selfish. I know this is important to the team, so I'm going to do this. And if I don't do it, I'm really being selfish. This team needs this. Then I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to try it every day. It's like Brandon when I made him start talking. It was very selfish of him not to talk. That's how I put it. You don't want to speak? Well, that's selfish, because that's how you feel. This team needs you to speak. Guess what? Kid's screaming, talking, in huddles he's talking, telling his teammates. Well, because he's not being selfish. And so it's all that kind of stuff that we need to do and continue to do. You know, and again, you build that self-esteem with toughness through demonstrated performance. Go in a game. This will be a great game that way. They're going to be physical. It's how they play. They grind it out. They set hard screens. When you drive, they don't give ground. They meet you on drives. They don't give ground. They meet you. Well, when they meet you, you can either play through the bump or throw fadeaways.
Calvin, you're talking about you wish you had more players. You're talking about that translating in practice and being able to.
Well, you just have 10 guys, and they're all 10 fighting for playing time, which is what we had a year ago. Yeah, so you know, that's not. We have a good idea. The 6 or 7 guys we're playing. What everybody does.
Sorry. What do you think about playing a team that's coming off the kind of devastating loss that Georgia is?
Doesn't matter. They had a chance to win that game. They had a chance to win the Tennessee game. They could easily be 5-0. They beat out of Mississippi. I watched that game. They were up 25. They're a good team. They're a top 20, 25 team. That's what they are.
Duran walked through and he had a bandage around his toe. Is his foot okay?
I think so. He'll be fine, I guess.
John, if you're up 3 with 5 seconds to play, are you a guy who likes to foul?
Well, it all depends. If you're up 3 with 11 seconds to go, and your team just missed 5 of 6 free throws, do you want to foul with 11 seconds to go, or do you want to wait maybe till he gets to half court to hope you don't have to shoot 4 more free throws and lose in regulation? I mean, it all depends. How about this one? We're an awful rebounding team. So we're going to foul, and they're going to miss the first, or make the first, miss the second, rebound on us, and we're going to foul and we lose in regulation. I mean, there's all kind of things. It's got to be that game. Now, in a normal situation, you want to foul. But you don't know. I mean, there's situations that you're looking at. Guys, if we foul now, they're going to foul us. We got to make free throws. We got to foul again. Then they're going to foul us again, and we got to make free throws. And we just missed 5 out of 6. We won't get to the second one. They ain't fouling us because they're going to be up 1. So there's never, you know what the right answer is? Whatever you do, they either miss the shot or you foul and rebound and win the game. I mean, it's whatever you do is going to be wrong if you lose. If you win, you're what a genius.
Kind of get the sense
Yeah.
Kind of get the sense that Larry misses the grind of. I know he hasn't been out that long, but I mean, does he miss it a little bit? I know you saw Jay Wright a couple weeks ago, and I mean,
Yeah, it's great. He's got coaches calling him from all over the country. Come in, you want to spend time with me? Come on out. Pro coaches calling him, come on up, travel with us, and you know what's funny? He could coach NBA if he chooses to. He'd be a heck of a college coach. Oh man, because he develops players. You understand the players that he's had have gone from good players to MVP level players, whether it was Reggie Miller, whether it was Allen Iverson, whether it was Rip Hamilton. I can go on and on. Guys that were really good went to MVP level. Guys that Nazi Mohammed, he's the one that had Nazi first. Todd McCullough. I mean, these guys all got paid, like paid. And so if he chose to do it in college, shoot, why wouldn't you want to play for him?
Is he coming to the game Saturday?
Yeah, he'll be at the game.
On the bench?
No.
What is it about him though, John? I mean, what does
Just
he
cares
do
about
that other
people.
guys don't?
Cares about people. Cares about players. Wants them to be better. And his knowledge and his background is unbelievable. I'll just give you one story when I was with him at Kansas. We're at Colorado and we're getting killed. We get back in the game and we're down 1 point. There may not have been was there a 3-point line back then?
What year was it?
Phew.
86, 87.
86 was the
86,
first year.
87 was.
It might have been. I can't remember. It was either we were 1 point or it was a 3-point game. We needed a 3 or 2, whatever it was. He comes over and he runs this out of bounds play. And I'm not one, I will never run something that we haven't run in practice. He puts us out, runs this loop on Danny. This guy's stepping back, that guy's coming back, and we're throwing it to him and you shoot the ball. And son of a gun, if it did whoop, 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 bang, and the kid makes it, and we run, we win the game. And I go, where in the world did you get that? He said, well, I was in Denver in 1976. Like, what? I mean, you just think of the game. He's coached thousands and thousands of games and been in every situation, have coached every kind of player, guys that are self-motivated, guys that aren't motivated, guys that are talented, guys that aren't talented, guys that are one-dimensional, guys that are, do everything good but nothing great. He's coached all of them, and he's figured out how to make them better. There's, like I said, if there's a better coach in this world, I'd like to see him. And on top of it, he's a mentor and a friend to me, and he's been unbelievable to me.
you think he's done? Do you think he's done? I mean,
No.
Do you think he'll ever be done?
No. No, I mean, and you look at him now, he's in better shape than I am. And, it's like age. What chronological, what is it nowadays, age?
He's 70, but that's just a number.
I mean, is he 69, 70, whatever he is, he looks 50. He has the mentality of a 50. It doesn't matter. I mean, now there are other 50-year-olds who look 70. And you're done, okay? But he's been self-disciplined. He's always kept himself. He's always exercised. He's always, his mind is moving all the time. So he's a young man, and I'd love to see him get into college, coach college basketball, in fact, because he really wants to teach and be a part of that. But if there's an NBA team that wants to take one step up, like he's done in Charlotte and everywhere else he's been, someone will hire him.
Would you bring him in as an assistant?
I'd let him be the head coach, and
Why do you think he moves
I'd make
around?
the pay stay the way it is. But
How do you move around so much, John? Any idea?
well, everybody's wanted him. I mean, there's only one way you move is people are offering you jobs. And I will say this: everywhere he's been, he's left the place better than when he got there. It's been way better. And so it's every job was in better shape than when he got there. So, but he's a good friend and loves Kentucky. He's always just said Coach Smith loved Coach Rupp. Just absolutely looked up to him and what he built and how he built it. And he said Coach Smith loved him. And that's where his he was always enamored with this. And when I talked to him about this job, he said, take it, don't ask questions, forget about contracts, sign what they put in front of you and go. Just go. That's one of those jobs you just got to go with. And that's, you know, obviously, I read the contract first.
Will he put the Y in Kentucky and not playing?
I don't know if he'll do that. He is such a Carolina guy. He's wearing Kentucky gear, though. I don't know.
And he's eating well.
He is eating well. We're eating every night. All right, thanks, guys.